Picture this. A completely unhinged, sleazy, no-budget Blade Runner ripoff, where all the replicants are on drugs, from a veteran adult gay film director who also happened to direct the MST3K classic Robot Holocaust, with a cast full of adult stars who couldn't act even if the fate of the San Fernando Valley depended on it.
Call the maintenance droids. I want this mess cleaned up at once, and the evidence incinerated.
Sign me the up. But will the High Council rate this as a perfectly inept movie? Strap in, because I'm talking about the absolutely bonkers 1987 shitfest known as Mutant Hunt on the Cinematic Crap Alliance. Welcome back, Alliance members. We're trying a little format change here. The High Council will be summoned for our PIM rating at the end, which is always the best part. Be sure not to miss it. All right, firstly, we really need to talk about this crazy-ass director, Tim Kincaid. Not to be confused with Thomas Kincaid, the painter of light. Tim was an early pioneer for the gay adult film industry. He took a break from sodomy cinema in the 1980s, during which he directed several classic schlock films, including Bad Girls Dormitory, Breeders, and the MST3K classic Robot Holocaust. But I'm here to tell you that Mutant Hunt may be his craptacular masterpiece. As I said, this is a Blade Runner ripoff, but extra horny. We're introduced to a villainous evil corporation. They've even got an evil plan to monetize a drug that turns cyborgs into homicidal maniacs. And they all dress like goth versions of Transylvanians from Rocky Horror. At least one cast member on IMDb has prawn in his credits, but I suspect about 90% of the cast worked with the director in the past. Almost every line reeks of adult film levels of horrible acting.
3 days, dodging lasers in Jeddah. 2 nights drinking champagne at the Sri Lanka Hilton.
Now, this evil corporation is headed up by Domina. And let me just submit Domina right now for one of the greatest so bad it's good performances of all time, like straight out of Troll 2.
He had the answer right in front of him all the time. He didn't even see it.
Domina is the magical combination of a New York Jewish princess living in an empty apartment, who also happens to be in the Sisters of Mercy. I absolutely love Domina. I'm gonna get a tattoo of her. In fact, hit that like button right now if you want to go get matching Domina ass tattoos with me. Hit me up. Domina also introduces us to the most inept aspect of this film, the sight lines. At no time does anyone's eye lines match. 2 people could be standing a foot apart, having a full-on conversation, with one looking at the ceiling and the other actor gazing deep into another dimension with their third eye. I don't know what is going on here. The 180-degree rule is flagrantly broken, with people talking in complete opposite directions, and it's so mind-boggling until you realize that it's probably the cast reading their lines off camera. It adds a very surreal quality to the film, and we're not even 5 minutes into the running time yet. Meanwhile, some renegade scientists expose Domina's evil plots to the film's protagonist, Matt Riker, who immediately battles cyborgs in his tidy whities. Easily one of the most hilariously lazy fight scenes ever filmed. And by the way, who is Matt Riker? They just say he's a mercenary. Like, what does he have to do with anything? What does he have to do with cyborgs? I don't know. Ultimately, it doesn't even matter, because Riker proceeds to drop in and out of most of the film and gets replaced by Felix, who is infinitely more interesting and more badass. But Riker doesn't completely drop out before stopping at a strip club to have a drink with some hot ladies and then take one home to bang on her dirty, dirty floor. But he also does reappear at the end for the big conclusion to treat us to this magical jump, whatever that is. Every scene seems to introduce new, confusing characters, including this animatronic cyborg turned good, which brings us to the second most inept aspect of this film, the sound effects. All of the Foley in this film is just way off. People's footsteps are way too loud or too clacky. Fights sound like cartoons. But the worst is the sound effect that accompanies the slimy cyborgs. It's way too loud, and for some inexplicable reason, this disgusting sound plays in the background of almost every scene, whether someone's oozing or not.
So did I. These are Delta 7s. They weren't ready for activation.
And when you're not busy trying to figure out who's looking at whom or being deafened by slimy sound effects, you're treated to entire scenes in this film that have no bearing on the story or the plot in any way. Just people walking around in locations, saying and doing weird shit. And I absolutely love when movies do that. It's a true sign that the director has no flippin' idea what they're doing. Some other notable callouts in Mutant Hunt: hilarious, pointless computer graphics that looks like they're constantly scanning Madagascar and not Manhattan. Interesting locations all over New York. That's probably the most apt part of this film. This chick and the only black people in this entire film are contained within this 1 2-second shot.
My secret chemical compound is then added, and then packed for export.
Like, what? And then, as always, there's no real ending other than the bad people are dead and the cast walks off. Well, they didn't even have a sunset for this one, at least not at the end. They did earlier in the film, though. So that's Mutant Hunt in a nutshell. Let's bring on the rest of the High Council and let's rate this absolute shit show and see if they enjoyed it as much as I did.
Hey folks, your old buddy Wings Louser here. You know, every day I get asked, Wings, how can I become a member of the Cinematic Crap Alliance? I want to be a Hollywood player just like you. And I always say, if you're subscribed to the channel, you're already in it, friendo. But if you want to be in the upper echelons of the Alliance, we're talking Corey Feldman's sex parties, drinking the blood of hobos, and free copies of Neil Breen's 5-film retrospective, still valued at $160. All you have to do is send your next 3 paychecks and a photo of your butthole to me, Wings Louser, and I'll say you get extra special treatment. In fact, I'll send you a bus ticket to go live with son of Captain Video in his mom's basement. Totally normal stuff. Family and friends may express concern that you're joining a cult. My advice, just cut them out of your life completely. They don't have your best interests at heart like we do. Totally not a cult. There's absolutely nothing to lose. Just send me that scratch and let's get this party started.
Gentlemen, before we start... Whew, it's been a while, sorry.
Pull it together, will ya?
I will. Gentlemen, before we rate the movie, let's watch a trailer, shall we?
Oh boy.
Who's in the mood for a little Christmas spirit? I think I am.
Ooh,
Christmas in
huzzah.
July. All right.
Christmas in July. Ho ho ho.
What'd you call me?
Oh.
Everybody's on their way to see The Magic Christmas Tree. It's a new family motion picture about a
Are they?
talking Christmas tree.
This kid's got a pedonkodon.
Turn the ring and say the magic words.
Hey now.
What? What? Thrilling.
Rim
That
job.
is a... Is there enough tinsel on that tree?
That's a...
Oh,
Oh.
I'm full grown, all right.
Who did that?
Why,
Ugh.
you asked a
What?
question of me, didn't you?
It's got mom jeans.
Now can you be full-grown, little boy?
Can't talk, then how can
Are you the singing bush?
Of course I can talk.
And to add to the fun, there's a happy
Goodbye, lady.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Ah.
You'll want to see the greedy giant.
Whoa. Hey, yo.
Oh my
I
god.
totally want to see the lady giant.
Runaway lawn on.
Oh,
You
Popeye.
want to see how Santa Claus is captured.
You want to see how Santa Claus dies of diabetes.
Oh my god.
How Santa can't get up out of his chair.
I shit myself.
Magic Christmas tree.
No adults admitted without children. Jesus.
Bring
us your children.
Wow.
Right. Sure, an Epstein Christmas.
Wow.
Goodness.
I've never seen anything like that.
I will
Good
not want to miss
Lord.
the runaway lawnmower. I'm just not going to be able to sleep until I see that. All right, gentlemen. Enough of the Christmas magic. Let's move on to cyborg magic. All right, we are going to do our PIM rating, which is our rating for the perfectly inept movie. We've got several categories here. We're going to start off with performances. Even if the performances were absolutely terrible, if you enjoyed how terrible they were, then you're going to rate it high. And Son of Captain Video, we're going to go to you first. How do you rate the performances in Mutant Hunt?
I mean, it feels a little unfair because some of them were a little artificial. Robotic? But seriously, I think I'll have to go a 9.
Yeah, I'm really torn here. I'm gonna have to go with a 10 just because of the absolutely baffling eye direction and sight lines in almost every scene, almost every dialogue. You had no idea where anyone was looking or why.
I'm also going to give this movie a perfect 10 for the performances, and that is 1000% so bad it's good. Everybody was so absolutely terrible. Everybody was reading lines off screen. It all sounded like dialogue. The girl who played Domina was on like extra bad level, just hilariously atrocious. All the fight choreography that seemed to be like done like 30 seconds before the camera shot. Absolutely fantastic. Full 10.
I am inclined to agree. It's the kind of acting that begs the question, who are you looking at? Just to piggyback off the eyeliner thing. Seriously though, like stinkers across the board. 10s. 10 out of 10 completely. No one is good in this.
Well, I agree with the 9. I think there was a good performance, actually. There was a good performance in the movie. That Johnny Cab puppet was pretty good. Knowing that there's a bunch of industry in the movie, and it's kind of just fun. Like everybody comes on screen, just like, did they? I bet that one did. Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody came on screen, though.
I came on my screen several times. Now we're going to move on to incompetence. It's just, how good was the filmmaking in this? And then this includes the script. Obviously, there was very little script in this at all. I would chalk up the eyeline thing to the director. The sound effects just playing at bizarre times. People not even walking, and there's like clickety clack.
I'll unleash the Delta 8 on Z, and then we'll see whose combat unit.
I can't quite give it a full 10 because we have seen way worse, but just for that alone, I'm going to give it a 9.5.
I agree with that. I'm going to do a 9, but I'm going to disagree on the script. I think we did see the script. It was on the scene where Dr. Brother was tied to the table, and there was the ink blotter and all the we saw the script. No one read it, though. That's the problem.
Oh, that's okay. There it was. It was right in front of us.
Exactly. It was there the whole time. The sound effects alone was just, it was almost like painful at times. We're just like, wait, is that supposed to be rain or is it a shower?
Compatibility of organic.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't give it a full 10, but I will say 9. There was some thought.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the 9. There was some really lousy makeup in this. I mean, honestly, the bad guys looked like they just had Chef Boyardee poured all over their faces. It was just awful. Yeah, outrageously overdone Foley. But I will say there were some genuinely nice shots in this. A few really, very nice looking shots, and I love the music. And I found there was definitely some heart to it, some charm to it. So yeah, 9.
I would give this a 9, but there's a couple of things that actually worked for me. The locations were actually pretty cool. It was like a nice pastiche of like New York, and the puppet of the mutant cyborg with half his face fell off.
Please, Doctor, don't be frightened.
As for 80s effects, like, that's a solid practical effect. I was genuinely like pretty impressed with that. The rest of it, though, is just trash, just absolute garbage. Yeah, deeply inept. It looks like no one really knows what's going on. I would give it an 8.5.
It felt like this movie was made because the director was walking around New York City going, oh, this would be a great location. This would be a great location. This would be a great location. And then he went out one night to a bar or something and met somebody who does practical effects and said, hey, let's make a Blade Runner movie. I know these great places. You can make puppets. Let's do it. I have a bunch of actors. Let's fucking do it.
I have to bring it up again, the Johnny Cab puppet. So much fun. And yeah, again with the sunsets. So many beautiful sunsets. It was like a travelogue.
Yeah.
9.
Who knew the pubic hair lice appreciates nice sunsets? All right, our next category is what the fuck?
Oh boy, where to start? I'll focus on the characters. There were some really weird characters. And like background characters, you're at that bar and you've got Boris Yeltsin's mom sitting there just having a drink right next to punk rock Sandra Bernhard. Yeah, having 3 drinks, yeah. And then like the final bad guy, you know, I'm thinking of like Joe in Reservoir Dogs. Thing! The motherfucker looked just like the Thing. Except it was slobbering time, not clobbering time. Yeah, this is a hard 10 on what the hard 10.
Oh, don't forget to activate that guy. You have to rub your tits on him.
Oh, yes, that's right. All over his slimy, veiny back.
Oh yeah, solid 10 on what. There's a constant squishing sound, a slimy, wet, sloppy squishing sound. For like 60% of the movie, it's just in the background.
Watch out! His hand.
It's almost as if the craft service table was like right next to the sound guy, and they were just making macaroni and cheese all day long. It's got to be some holdover from the porn industry. He's like, oh yeah, this sound really makes it hot. Like we got to throw this sound in.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
Absolutely.
10 for what the f***. There was not a moment 10. Where I knew what the f*** was happening.
Yeah, 10. To piggyback on what was already been said, like has anyone mentioned the
Was that the top?
Please cut this out. Please don't just throw this on the video. Please cut this part out.
I would never do that.
Well, the other part makes me sound like an insane person going.
Wait,
hold on.
You're not insane. What? I don't know.
I was trying to do that thing of like, you know, kind of like a stop. Hold on, let me do it again. Like it's the sound of a rewinding reel, I guess.
Oh, I guess.
This is not content. I did not give you permission to use this part now in your video. Okay, hold on. WTF.
I wouldn't want anyone to think Wings Louser's weird or off in any way.
Oh, man, no.
WTF. I give it a 10. Another thing is the extended arms that they did a couple of times. So funny. There's some parts of the movie that are so done so well, and then they got shit like that in it. With this little cardboard tube coming out.
Yeah, at one point it just looks like this cyborg's letting loose this giant black veiny cock
Oh, yeah!
Oh, because they're holding it in the wrong position. It looks like it was, yeah.
Meaning that you can get it to go into places that you can't get into. Plus, if it gets really tight, this little sucker goes into overdrive.
I mean, did we watch the same movie? The prop work on this movie was fantastic. No, this was garbage. This was... Wow, yeah, pure trash. 10, the, like, bodyguard guy who, like...
Felix!
Yeah, like, what the was the point of him?
He filled in all the cracks that Matt Riker was too busy to take care
He
of.
was sort of the AC Slater to the Zach of the
Zach
story.
Morris, okay.
Yeah.
They built up Mike. Woo! They built up Mike. Right, whoa! right, Miker. Right.
Take
Fred.
two.
All right, so Felix is one of the. What is that?
The Predator?
It's a Predator.
I think it's one of those chattering teeth going across his desk. Okay, it's fixed now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, weird.
I thought you were doing it on purpose. I thought you were doing the...
All right.
Yeah, I thought you were having a stroke.
Every corner of this film was filled with what? So yeah, perfect 10 for me. All right, which brings us to our final category. Very self-explanatory. Overall fun. Prince Albert.
10. I feel like if you want a bad movie that's really bad and ticks all the boxes, this is a fun, bad movie.
Yes, 10. I love that there are good aspects to it. To me, that always makes like a bad movie extra fun, is when it's kind of like a mixed bag. One thing I want to add, though, going back to WTF that I neglected to mention before, was one of the last scenes in the movie is Tawny Lynn, a little girl playing in the garbage in the streets, who witnesses one of the leftover deltas, who's just like a half torso, resting on his own spine, propped up in an alley. Oh God! He looks straight in the camera, and the little girl starts laughing. It looks like David Lynch directed this segment. It's so bizarre. WTF?
This is an easy 10. I would watch this again right now. It's utterly delightful.
Let's do it. Let's watch it right now.
All right, yeah.
I would give this a 10 as well, and I will say bonus points for the fact that turns out I had watched this last April of 2024, though while watching it this time, it was like weird flashbacks.
I don't think you've seen this before. I think you were just reliving one of your talk show after parties.
It's very possible.
Movies for shut-ins after parties.
I mean, the Christmas party can get pretty wild. Yeah. We get a bottle of peppermint schnapps. Boy, I tell you.
Wild times. I too will give this a perfect 10. There is not one frame of this film that isn't just hilarious or absolutely bizarre or disturbing in some way. The second we watched this film, we knew that we had to do an episode on it. Just really quickly, want to go over the final scores for tonight. Performances averaged out to a 9.6. Incompetence got a straight up 9, while What the and Overall Fun both got perfect 10s for a final score of 9.7. Wow. Absolutely watch this. It's completely free right now on Tubi. All right, gentlemen, really good to see you. But before we wrap things up, we are going to take viewer mail. Mr. Cobalt, who's been a big fan of us for a while now, he asks, what was the movie or possibly show, USA Up All Night, MST, 3K, Red Letter Media, etc., that led you down the path of truly enjoying schlock and bad filmmaking?
Oh, that's easy for me. It's Elvira's Midnight Movie Macabre. That's where it all started for me.
Up All Night and MST 3K. But it was once I discovered Troma, that was probably where it started for me.
Exploring just weird looking covers at Blockbuster or the local video store or something, like, ooh, that looks wild, and just watching all kinds of crazy stuff, and then discovering Mystery Science Theater.
Another one I'll add to the list is At the Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. That was a big one. I love we did the body count and the breast count.
Someone took me to a theater in West Hollywood and said, you gotta watch this movie. It came out a couple of weeks ago and everybody's freaking out about it. And that movie happened to be The Room. It had just debuted a couple of weeks before. I really didn't get hardcore into bad films until I saw Samurai Cop at the Cine Family, and then I saw Getaven, and then I just got obsessed, and I would drag Wings Louser with me to see all these horrible movies at the New Beverly and Cine Family.
You'd sneak him in for free.
Yes.
Under the cape, yeah.
Yeah.
Under the cape, all right.
But also huge shout out to Red Letter Media guys. Those guys inspired me to create this channel. I love those guys quite a bit. Yeah, sure. All right. So yeah, that's us being actually super serious for a change. Appreciate the question, Mr. Cabal. Thanks for your support. And that will do her for now. Thanks for joining us once again, and we will see you guys next time on the Cinematic Crap Alliance. Bye! All right.
Okay.
Good times.
All right.
Yeah, that was a great one.